Good morning, everyone. So it's Sue's Crystal Wolf from Crowfire Talk. So I'm doing a video today on ritual integration and personalisation. I've wanted to do this video for a while, but because I'm quite a scattered person when I talk, I waffle. I can do magnificent waffles for hours. I thought, do you know what? I'm going to have to start to have a little book and to put my bullet points down. So whoever's watched my videos before or who knows me knows what a great waffler I am. So look, here is my notebook, which is going to have my videos, my YouTube videos in. I don't need them so much for my other channel, Crowfire Soul Crafting, because it's art and I'm doing it in the process. So, but for this channel, I shall definitely start to do a bit more of having like some bullet points. So yeah, so ritual integration and personalisation. The reason this has come up for me quite recently is because I've been looking at my rituals and how I'm working now compared with, you know, a couple of years ago or even longer. And there are generic rituals in the world like the middle pillar exercise ritual from Western Kabbalah, which is, I must admit, a most amazing ritual. And I love it. See, I'm already starting to go off. Come back. So I was looking at that ritual and I really do love it. And then I was looking at the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. I love that. But a lot of these, you know, they are ceremonial magic, and they are, I feel when you do them, you need to do them really presently and you know, take your time and go through each process. And you know, they can be a long ritual, and I know people say that once they've done it for so long, they can sort of almost have it in their mind's eye, and every magician should be able to do that anyway, and have it. And then, you know, you don't even necessarily have to maybe go through each of the steps physically, although I think with the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, it is really physical, you know. But anyway, I don't want to digress. So I was looking at integration and personalization, and I was thinking, well, you know, rituals should become part of you and what you do. So people are saying, well, I'm not really into the ritual side of magic, and you know, oh no, that's not my thing. But I mean, you do rituals every day. The way you make your cup of tea is a ritual. I guarantee you don't really go off how you do it, because it's such a rote thing that, you know, your movements are not even conscious, they're unconscious. You just do what you do. You know, we clean our teeth exactly the same way, unless we get a different toothbrush or we go from manual to electric, and then we have to get used to the new ritual, the new process. So each of us, actually, we do thousands of rituals a day, and they're very personalized. So you're taught how to clean your teeth. Now, everyone cleans their teeth, I would think, with a toothbrush and toothpaste and whatever, but there'll be, you know, different ways. Some people have electric toothbrush, you know, some people will always floss, some people don't floss at all, da 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 da. So there's personalization there. So some of these amazing rituals that are out there, when you start to work for you and not for what is seen out in the world, not, you know, oh well, I don't like the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, but I love the pentagram. Well, you can make up your own way of working with the pentagram. That's the personalization. And you know, you want to bring them and integrate them into your other, you may not even see it as a ritual. So you may sit at your altar every day for 5 minutes. Just you're there with your cup of tea in the morning. You don't think it's a ritual. It's absolutely a ritual. You are tuning into your altar, even if it's not consciously. I mean, yes, if you go to your altar and you sit consciously with your cup of tea and you light a candle and you light some incense, whatever, you know, is part of how you work. Let me just move quickly. I need to, that's better. Put my feet up, get comfy. I've got a nice cup of tea here. So you're sitting at your altar each morning with your cup of tea, and you're not consciously doing a ritual, but you're actually doing a ritual. So if you actually then make it more conscious, you will get something from that. Well, you will get a lot more from that. So you'll already get something from that. It may be comfort you're getting in the morning. It may be peace that you're getting in the morning. You may just think, oh, well, it's just the way I start my day. You're sitting in your nice sanctuary space with your altar. You may be you will be unconsciously connecting in with whatever deities or symbols or things you work with, or whatever's on your altar. You know, you may have a stone on there that you got from a beach, and that may connect you in with that tranquility of the beach. It may connect you in with the flow of water. It may connect you in with the energies of the earth. You know, whatever is part of you, the way you work and the way you do things. So and then you can take other parts of things that don't quite fit with you. So let's go back to the poor lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, and you don't quite connect with that, but you like the idea of the pentagram as your protection. You like the idea of the electric blue flames. I've always loved that part of, you know, I don't really want to stand there and I'm not good. I'm really, really not good at like turning to each direction. I'm great at connecting in with the direction. So all I've got to do is like, I'm connecting with the east. I can feel the east. I can just feel the east because I've worked with the directions for so long and the elements so long, and I've just got to do earth. That's it, grounded. But I really can just say the word earth, and everyone can do this. Everyone. It's not a superpower. It's not anything mystical, magical in that sense. It's just that I've done the physical work and I've done the mental work, and I just bring it all together, and just earth for me, that's it. I'm connected to that energy, that grounding, that, you know, and what means earth to me, you know, what spaces are more earthy to me. I connect with woodland energy and that sort of energy, that the nature, the plants and all the, you know, flora and fauna, and that is really my thing. Whereas some people, it will be the beach and the sea and that sort of thing. So it's different for everyone, and this is why you want to integrate and personalize, because you want to use maybe things that are out there in the world, but you want to bring it into your practice so that you practice in a way that truly fits with your being, your soul, your energy, everything. If I changed my connection to earth, to the sea, I mean, that just makes me feel uncomfortable. I love the sea, don't get me wrong. I love going to a beach. I love collecting shells. I like that energy, you know, that cleansing energy from the sea, but it doesn't do it for me. It doesn't give me earth energies, although the sand is, like, you know, made mostly of quartz, so it connects me with that crystals and that type of energy, which connects me to earth. It just doesn't do it for me. So I've learned ways of integrating and personalization, and one of my main things is like making adaptations to your practice, making adaptations that really fit for you. So my very, very, very first sort of protection ritual was a bubble. I was taught that in the group that I went to, and it worked. It was lovely, and I did it every day, and it was fine. And then I thought, well, it's a bubble. I don't want to be in a bubble. I want to be in a crystal ball because I connect with crystals. So I then turned my bubble into a crystal ball. And then later on down the line, I learned to work with Saint Germain and the purple violet flame. And the purple violet flame is all about cleansing and releasing. And I use the purple violet flame in the first part when I teach Reiki. So I use that to take them into a meditation, to do some cleansing and releasing before they actually start their Reiki day. So I looked at that, and for me, again, I adapted, I personalized. Most people connect the violet flame with amethyst, and I was like, no, that doesn't work for me. The purple, obviously, is the purple violet flame, but the crystal that works more effectively for me with the purple violet flame is ametrine. So I was like, oh my God, ametrine, it's ametrine. So because that's got the purple and it's got the yellow of the flame, so it just worked for me. I know the purple violet flames are purple flames, but I wanted that orangey yellow color that made me think of flames and fire, and then that made the purple violet flame more effective for me. It was effective anyway because it's out there in the world and 1,000 million people use it, but for me, I needed it to be adapted. I needed it to be able to integrate into my way of being, my wisdom. You know, you grow through all the knowledge that you get, and then it turns into wisdom. And that wisdom is really truly the deepest part of you that has combined things, and then and you alchemize. You know, you put it in your cauldron, you put everything in your cauldron, and then you alchemize it, and then it becomes your truth and it becomes your wisdom. So I sort of did this, and so it went from a bubble, it turned into like a crystal ball, and it was just a quartz crystal ball because that to me was like a bubble. And then I connected with the violet flame, and then the violet flame became my thing. And then I bought the most magnificent ametrine sphere, and it just hit me like a bolt of blue, really. It was just like, oh my God, that's what I put myself in every day. So then I put myself in this lovely ametrine sphere. So I get myself in it every day. I cleanse and I release. And it made sense to me because it was like where you use, quite a lot of people use mirrors, which I never felt comfortable with, you know, because it reflects stuff back. And I didn't really want to go around. I mean, I don't particularly like someone sending me their shit or, you know, picking up someone else's crap. But instead of sending it back to them, I mean, the best way for me was to transmute it. So I'm using this ametrine. So it's a transmuter. So it hits my ametrine sphere. It doesn't come into me, but it doesn't go back to them. It just transmutes it. So it was like, oh my God, perfect. So you can see the little steps of working with that. And then I wanted to add in, as I started to do my rune work, I wanted to add in runes. I didn't just want to use that. I mean, it's working perfectly. It doesn't not do what it's meant to do, but I wanted that connection with the runes. And the most well known and used rune for protection is algaes. And algaes had been coming to me a lot. I really connect with algaes, and I thought, God, yeah, I'll use algaes. So then I'd get myself in my ametrine sphere, and then I'd call in algaes. And I think I've shared this on the channel before, but what I do is I call algaes in, and I go algaes above me, algaes below me, algaes to the right of me, algaes to the left of me, algaes in front of me, algaes behind me. So brilliant. Oh my God, worked like a treat, and did actually ramp up my protection. So that was great because I could feel the difference. And then a bit further down the line, I suddenly was sitting and I was thinking about the crystals that are so powerful for like really deep protection. And the main one I think that a lot of people use is black tourmaline shoal. And black tourmaline is one of my favorites anyway. It's just magnificent. And so I thought, oh, imagine a black tourmaline shield with the algaes rune on it. I was like, oh my goodness. So that was it. So I adapted, I integrated, and I personalized. So ametrine sphere, cleansing and releasing, and then I now do algaes tourmaline shield above me, below me, to the right of me, to the left of me, in front of me, behind me. Ramped it up again. Was like, wow, that's good. And I liked the shield aspect. I could see this lovely black shining shield with this gorgeous sort of, it shifts actually. It goes between liquid gold and liquid silver algae symbol on it, and I just love it. And I was thinking, oh, I'm making my morning ritual longer and longer. But actually, the more you do it, I mean, you can do it really fast. So you can do it really slowly. So you stand there, your ametrine sphere, and you can breathe into it, breathe out, breathe in. Imagine all the cleansing and releasing and transmuting, and you can really get into it. So you could spend a good 5 minutes just doing that first part, but you don't need to. Ametrine, I keep saying shield now. Ametrine sphere of protection. That's it. It's there. It's done. It's so fast because once you're doing a ritual constantly, that energy becomes very real. In magic, symbols are used, and they've been used for millennia because they hold the energy of the person that first said what that is about, what it does, what it feels. And then because everyone has used it in exactly the same way, that energy's out there. So if you think of it, every single time I do my ametrine, I'm connecting with the violet flame. The violet flame's already out there. Okay, most people use amethyst for the violet flame, not ametrine, but because for me ametrine is the violet flame, as soon as I go ametrine, I'm connected in with the violet flame. I haven't even said the violet flame, but because that is where my unconscious and my conscious connect together, and that is what it is. Anyway, let me take a sip of tea. My tea's going to get cold. Tea's one of my favourite things in the whole world. I have many rituals around tea. how I do my tea, how I have certain amount of tea in the morning and how it goes in a line. Anyway, so I've added that, and then I'm doing lots of work. I'm still working with Maggie Rose Cunningham. This is about to be my 4th year in mastery with the runes, and I'm on her Amplify Your Magic course. Really recommend it. It's how to really embody and work with the 5 magical archetypes that we have, the magical personas, and she works with the sage, the mystic, the magician, the healer, and the seer. And I started that work in the very first course I did with her in Awakening to the runes, and I found the 5 magical bodies or archetypes really profound for me, connecting in with those parts of my being and re-energizing them, and doing the shadow work, and to, you know, reintegrate parts that are lost and all of that. So I've been doing this, and I've been on this Amplify course, and I was looking at earth, air, fire and water, and I was thinking about the pentagram, and my mind connected in with the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, and I was like, oh my good God, I can add to this lovely morning ritual. So then I do my ametrine sphere, I do my Algae's black tourmaline shield, and then I added in this really short, I mean, it's not the lesser banishing ritual, let's be clear, it's not, but it's my form of it. So I took the parts again that I love of that ritual, other than using my athame or a sword, which I would use but I don't. So what I do, and I looked at me and I was like, well, yeah, I've got the 5 points, obviously the Vigurian man, and I was like, I hold the pentagram, and all I've got to do is embody it more. So now I do the pentagram, and I start with earth, and I literally, this is honestly all I do. I squeeze my toes together on my left foot and I go earth. Then my left hand, I go air, fire, my right foot, water, and then spirit at the top. I was like, I love it. And I imagine it as this just gigantic, you know, electric blue flamed pentagram all around me. And I say the electric blue pentagram of protection and connection. Oh, that's the other part that I do with the Algae's tourmaline shield. Algae's tourmaline shield of protection and connection. So I had these then, and I did that for a few weeks, and I was like, no, it's wrong. And then I moved it, so I now do it with the ametrine shield, ametrine sphere. Then I do the pentagram, and then I do the Algae's tourmaline shield. So did it for quite a good long time, and then I was looking at the 5 bodies, and I was like, 5, oh my good God, there's 5 of them. So again, I saw the pentagram, I was like, I can add this. So I add that. Now this seems like like one of my long waffles, in the respect that my little ritual has turned into a long waffly ritual. But it is so powerful and so strong, and has done such it's given me, it's just amazing, absolutely amazing. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to do that. So now I've added in the the 5 magical archetypes, so that I can embody them. So that's what I've added. And so I do water, mystic, magician, sage, and seer. And I thought, yeah, that's great. And then I switched it. So I've put that after the ametrine sphere. So now it's the ametrine sphere, the 5 archetypes, and then the pentagram, and then the shield. I was like, I love this. Absolutely love it. And I've been doing it for well over a year. It is my morning ritual. It is really quick. It sounds long, it sounds waffly, it sounds like, you know, but it is so quick. I can't even believe how quick it is. So then I had bought a vibration plate because I have fibromyalgia, and a lady who has fibromyalgia had mentioned that it really helps with her muscles, because all my muscles are lock solid. So I bought this vibration plate, and it went in the corner. It became a clothes horse, like most things like that do. And then I thought, I need to use it. I really need to use it. Well, it's got other programs and things on it, but there's like a 10-minute one that is just the basic. So I started doing that. I started getting on that in the morning, and it's really been good. I really like it. And then I looked up vibration plates, and I saw this lovely lady who'd bought one. I won't go into the whole story, but anyway, she'd bought one. And she said she does it a couple of times a day. And the first session she does in the morning, the 10 minutes, is where she connects in with the day. She does her prayers. And I was like, oh my goodness. So again, I adapted, I integrated, I personalised. So I get on the plate, and I started doing my little exercise. So as I'm on the plate, I'm doing my ametrine sphere, I'm doing my sage and mystic and magician and embodying that, I'm doing my pentagram, I'm doing my shield, loving it. It works a treat. Pardon me. But it was only taking up probably about 3 minutes of the exercise. And it's in front of my altar, that is my lunar month altar, where I do my runes for the month, and my ogham for the month, and I did seals, sigil seals for the days of the week. So they're on there, and there's a sigil on there for the year, for my year sigil work. And I looked at it as I'm on the plate, and I was like, oh my good God, I can add in my sun rune. You know, it's going to take minutes, there were seconds. So now I after I've done all that, I've done my last bit with my algae tourmaline shield. I connect in with the sun. And again, it's really easy for me. I've worked with the planets for years. I connect in with their energy, and I'm working quite strongly with them throughout my my birth rune soul journey that I'm doing. So I connect in with the sun, and then from the sun I bring down my sun rune, which is Uru's. So I bring that down. It can be as many times as I feel, and I chant it at the same time, which is really funny, because as I'm doing it, I'm on this vibration plate, so I'm going, but actually that's become really interesting because I'm intoning it and it's making a vibration, and the rooms love vibration and that. So actually that was genius, and I didn't even know it. I'm sure my seer knew it, but and so that's great. So, and then I looked at the day, my seal for the day, and that gives me like throughout the week. Monday is my moon rune, because that's Monday is for the moon, and that's Easter. Tuesday is Mars, and that's Feu for me. Wednesday, today it's a Wednesday, is Uru's, which is Mercury, Odin's chariot in the birth runes. And then Thursday is Jupiter, Thor's chariot, that is, and that is Feu. And then Friday is Frigg's chariot, which is Venus, and that is Feu again for me. So it's quite easy because I have 3 Feus. And then Saturday is Saturn, and that is Loki's chariot, and that is Bacano for me. And then Sunday, I can have a double Uru's day, like I do on a Wednesday. So I have 2 double Uru's days because it's a Sunday, it's the sun. So I do connecting in with my sun rune, then I connect in with the sun again because it's different, because I'm connecting in with the day energies of the sun, and then I'm still using Uru's. So but it's really good. So I added that in. That takes up a little bit more time of the 10 minutes, still nowhere near the 10 minutes. So I'm thinking, well, this is quite amazing because I'm doing all this, I'm getting all that done before I've even had a drink in the morning, because I don't drink before I get on the plate because I worry that it make me feel a bit sick or something. So so I literally get on the plate almost as soon as I get up, and it centers, it grounds me, it calms me, it clears anything from the night. It, you know, it shakes my body up, it livens it up, it does so many things. And this is when I thought I must do a video, because that's 10 minutes. That's all it is 10 minutes. So anyone who says they haven't got 10 minutes to do a ritual, or 10 minutes to connect in with their spiritual path, you know, you hear a lot of people say, oh, you know, I'm working so hard, I'm doing this, I've got the kids, I've got this, I don't have time. Well, I've found 10 minutes that I didn't even know I had. That gives me physical stuff. It's cleansing and clearing, it's grounding and centering, it's connecting me in, it's protecting me, it's doing every single thing that I need in that first 10 minutes as I wake up. Then I can have me lemon and ginger drink, which is great, and then I can have my first cup of jasmine tea with my breakfast. So you can see ritual there. So I am learning to really embody and put in place rituals that speak to my soul, speak to my practice. So, you know, if there's stuff out there that you like, but it's a long-winded ritual, look at it. Really look at it. Look at the parts in it. You're not destroying a ritual that's out there. You're taking the connection that you have to the goodness of it, to the power that you feel in it, you know, because every ritual, you're going to connect to a specific part of it that is going to be very meaningful to you, which makes it more magical, which makes it more powerful. You know, meaninglessly, if you do a ritual meaninglessly, that it's just because it's out there. Oh, I do the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram because, you know, everyone else does it, and it's, you know, you're going to get nothing from it. it's not going to do anything for you, because you're just rotely doing it because you think it's the thing to do. If it speaks to your soul, if you see someone doing that and you absolutely love it, then wow, go for it. Now, I've just downloaded a whole load of stuff that is, again, working with my sage and mystic and seer and healer and all of that. And it's been quite scattered, because I've got a book there that I've just been like literally jotting down bits, because I was getting so many different things. This seems to happen to me every single time I'm coming to the end of my mastery year as well. It's like everything comes together at the very end of it, and I get all this amazing stuff. Anyway, I was getting all this stuff, and I then got some other stuff and the middle pillar exercise come up again, and I do love the middle pillar exercise. I'm not into the Kabbalah. I don't really follow it or anything. I find it interesting, the Western magical Kabbalah, not, and I have looked into it over the years quite many times, but it's never quite right for me, or there's something missing, or I can't find the right teacher, or I don't know. So I seem to get off of it, or sidetracked, or I don't know. It's not quite right for me. So anyway, the middle pillar exercise come up again, and I was thinking of things, and I was like, oh my good God. Oh my God, there's something here. So I'm not going to go into it here at the moment because it's brand new. I haven't started working with it. So, but I will share it on my channel at some point. So I wrote all this stuff down, everything worked out, all the things that I was looking at, all the correspondences, everything went together. It was like it was, and I was like, wow. And then I'm just going to sleep, or I'm waking up, I can't remember which, and something was sort of at the edge of my consciousness, and I remembered some work I'd done that I downloaded in 2013, and I was like, well, what's that got to do? It's got nothing to do with it, but it was insistent there, these little whisperings. So anyway, I got up in the morning and I went to get the file out, and I looked through the file, and it just went bang, and I was like, oh my good God, that is something from 2013. I've had to wait all this time to put it together with some other stuff because I wasn't doing the runes back then, and I've got this amazing ritual that has come together. It's really an embodiment ritual. It's really it is great. So last couple of days I've used it in the morning, so I've added it on top of my ritual. Do you know what? It takes me right to the 10 minutes. It's seconds before my vibration plate finishes, or just on as it finishes. It is perfect. So now I have a full 10 minutes of spiritual work that I do that is not just protection. It's not just cleansing and clearing. It's not just connecting. It is embodying, and it's all in these 10 minutes. So I'm absolutely loving it. It totally works for me. So look at your practices, look at your rituals. Can you shorten them? But can you put them with something else? Can you blend them? Blending, if essential oils, we blend them. We make bind runes, we blend the energies. We put crystals together, we blend the energies. Spiritual work is about blending. We blend faiths, we blend cultures, although people obviously do get upset about cultural appropriation, but there is blending. The world is blended. You know, we're cultures are blended, races are blended. It's, yeah, there's times when it's not correct. I remember when I was getting into the runes and everything was flowing through, and I was still getting Egyptian stuff because I've worked with Egyptian stuff for years. And I was like, no, I can't have Egyptian, This is runes. This is Northern tradition. But actually, I've come to realise I can add Egyptian stuff in. It seems like it's not going to be appropriate, but it does work. You can blend certain things. And most of us on the spiritual path, we've done many things. You know, we've looked into this, we've looked into that. Pardon me. Blending. Reiki. I did Reiki, and I immediately wanted to add crystals with it, because crystals were my first foundational part into my spiritual path. I love trees. I add all sorts of things into healing, you know, drum into healing, feathers into healing, colour into healing. You can blend so much, as long as it's appropriate. You know, if you were, I've got, excuse me, I've got some burps. Don't know what's going on there. It must be my tea. It's put me off now. Put me right off. Yeah, so I wouldn't use inappropriate crystals on chakras that, you know, so I wouldn't use red for the root chakra on the throat chakra unless there was a really like clear reason. For me, I just doesn't, I mean, it makes me feel really uncomfortable. So, you know, if I was working on the throat, I would be thinking of the throat. I wouldn't be thinking of, I might, you know, if someone was having trouble grounding their thoughts and grounding their voice, so they were flying around the heavens and not making sense, but I still wouldn't necessarily use red. I would still use the blue, but I would use the energy of earth and grounding to bring that down through the body and ground it. So I think you have to look at what you're doing. Most times you can't really get much wrong, although there's a lot of fear out in the spiritual world. Oh, you mustn't do that, or you mustn't put that there, you mustn't, most of it is just fear-based rubbish. You know, you have to feel into it, and I would use all your, you know, all your magical archetypes, you know, feel with your healer, and look and feel with your seer, and, you know, send your mystic out to feel into it. Is, you know, is anyone else done it? Is it out there? Is, you know, or, I mean, the mystic goes out to look for new things and stuff like that. But my mystic has brought all this together, because my mystic, weirdly, Maggie sort of teaches that the mystic goes into the future, but my mystic went into the past, went back to 2013 to bring stuff back into the future, and then in with the seer to like go through everything and see what was coming out. But it was my mystic that went traveling to, you know, between the worlds and looking to put all this stuff together for me. And you have the same. We all have the 5 archetypes. And some people talk about different archetypes and more archetypes, but these are the ones that I'm personally working with. These are the ones that I'm comfortable with. These, you know, and there may, again, in future, there may be some more archetypes come to me that I want to use, that I, you know, and then I'll integrate with the 5 that I'm already working with, if that feels appropriate. I'll look into it, I'll feel into it, I'll maybe even do a bit of research. My sage might go into researchy mode, But you know, you can integrate, you can adapt, and you can then personalize your magic for you. You know, you personalize yourself for you. If you're personalizing yourself for someone else, you're getting it wrong, because you should be doing it for you. And your magic should be the same. You shouldn't be rotely following others. You shouldn't you don't need to be a sheep unless you're the tie-dye sheep or the black sheep and you go out and do your own thing. Yeah, so personalize your rituals, personalize your magic by adapting and integrating from places that you've looked into. Don't try and take stuff that you know nothing about. You still need to do the research. You need to feel into it. That, you know, as far as I'm concerned, is obvious, but it might not be to some people. You can't just go out and go, oh well, I like that and I'll pick a bit of that and I'll pick a bit of that. No, you need to do the work with it. You need to look at it. And if it falls into place, then it's correct. If it's like a bit and you're trying to make it fit, it's probably not quite right. It might need just a bit more time or whatever, and you know, you'll have to go with that. Anyway, so that's my Chatterwitch Wednesday on this, and this video is brought to you from the Rune Rado. Ritual rhythm. You know, I am riding my magical rhythm with what I'm doing. It might not work for someone else. It could work for a lot of people, but it's very personalized. So if you took my ritual, you might not like being in a sphere. You might want the mirrors, so you could do the mirrors, and then you could if you don't work with this, if you don't want to embody those magical archetypes, if you have other magical archetypes, so you might go, well, I'm not going to use the sage, the mystic, the magician, the healer, and the seer. I work in with the witch, the wizard, the scholar. So you know, you might, other words, other things might interest you more, but you could do the similar sort of thing. You might not like the pentagram, so you might do it in a circle. You know, you adapt is key to this, adapting to your magical thing. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you get something from it. If you'd like to leave comments in the chat box, that'd be great. Let me know how you work with ritual. Do you personalize them? Do you follow? I mean, there's nothing wrong if you are following rituals that are already out there and you love them. That is not wrong. You don't have to personalize, but personalization, just it's like adding the salt and pepper. It just gives it a little bit of something, a little bit more magic, because you're putting in a bit of you, and you need a bit of you in your magic. But yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with following any ritual that's already out there, following another magical person. I mean, I watch many different magicians and witches and people on YouTube, and I love loads of them. I love the way they speak. I love the way they practice, you know, but I don't want to become one of them. I don't want to become a little carbon copy of someone else. But I can take some of their stuff and go, oh my God, that is fantastic. We do this on Mastery a lot, because we chat about a rune or something, and then we all get different ideas, and all of us have shared different bits and taken some of what the other has said because it resonated so much, and then we can bring it in and we can personalize it for our own practice. So yeah, anyway, I shall go now. So I've gone on for 50 minutes. So you've either all fallen asleep, or you've enjoyed it, or you've turned off halfway through. Anything is fine, absolutely fine. So yeah, love and blessings to you all, and I will be back for a Sunday forecast. If you haven't watched that videos below where I did last week from the 6th, it was a forecast for the week, and actually I found it to be really quite good. So anyway, love and blessings, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.